Hi everyone. Okay, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the Ami in a bit more detail. I've been having some trouble with my locks. They've been jamming up. So I thought I would take the covers off front and back to see if we could identify where the problems are. One thing you notice when the back's off, if you can see here, it's really filthy because it gets all covered in grit and dirt. It's amazing how much space is back here. There's like quite a lot of empty space there. It's amazing they didn't put a little door on the back for a bit of extra storage because there's so much space. You can see the lock is here, and if we go back here, you'll see the lock just sits in there. Don't know if you can see, sorry, but the lock's basically just there. This little bronze coloured thing there. So they've obviously fitted a half liner here, but the half liner only sort of butts up against the plastic. It's not actually, it's open still on this right hand side here, so it still gets covered in grit and dirt. So I think that's what's happening with the locks. But yeah, it's quite surprising to see just how, I guess, winter, you know, everything's just completely covered in crud. The front's quite bad as well, but surprisingly the frame itself isn't rusted at all. I've put some wax oil on the frame, but some of the brackets and things on the front have started to go a little bit rusty. But everything else is pretty good, just the usual kind of thing really. And inside here you can see our batteries. So we've got a 48 volt, 5.5 kilowatt hour battery there. It's obviously a Chinese manufactured battery, and it lays across the midsection here, over this little, I guess this is like a rear subframe with the rear suspension components on there. And then we have our little 12 volt battery, I guess for running the system, starting systems and so on. So obviously if this battery goes flat, you would have to find a way to charge it up by taking this panel off, or maybe fitting some sort of a little optimizer lead just to come outside here. But I mean, obviously it's really dirty, so it's really hard to see, but the welding isn't awful. I mean, it's not too bad. It's a wee bit messy, but it seems to be pretty covered. You can see here, you know, it is very, very poorly done, but it does sort of penetrate the surrounding areas, but certainly not a very good job. The welding's all a bit messy, but pretty sturdy. There's a couple little bits of rust coming up there. I think that's more on the actual welded material, to be honest. But yeah, it's quite it's quite sturdy, but just really, really dirty. Really, really dirty. And then that's obviously the little back area here. So obviously water can get in through underneath somehow. One thing I've noticed about the Ami as well, I don't know if you can see me, but one thing I've noticed about the Ami, it's got really big brakes for a small vehicle. I wasn't expecting to find such big ventilated front discs on the front, with pretty big calipers as well. So quite a lot of brakes for a little vehicle. I'm quite surprised. But there you go. There's not really much else to show you. You've got the rear suspension mounts there. All of the wiring that I complained about before is sort of sitting here. So obviously it's upside down, so obviously moisture will come away. But when it's obviously very wet in here, this will get pretty covered. Well, it's looking pretty clean, to be honest. And then some pipework here has been, some of the cables have been covered up here, and they've been covered up around here as well. All of the main componentry that holds on the lights and stuff are made of plastic, so they won't rust. So all these areas here, they're all plastic, if you can see here. So they won't rust at all. It's just this top little bracket here that's metal. And obviously this is the main part of the roof structure. But like, everything's just completely filthy. I mean, if you even see the labels and stuff, it's really dirty. But I've got to say, really easy job taking the panels off. It's just 6 screws, and they just pop off really easily. So that's quite good. I've had the front off already, but what I'll do, I'll take it off again. But my battery was low, so I couldn't really film it. But what I'll do when I get the next one, I'll take the panels off straight away, and I will actually wax oil everything straight away, just to eliminate any rust. The locks I've been able to, I've put some engine oil inside now to really lubricate them, and they're a lot better. And I've had a little bit of a compressor line just going in the back to blow out the dirt, and I've got them nice and smooth again. So I think it's really about maintenance. It's just a very mechanical, old-fashioned lock that's probably susceptible to the dirt coming in from behind, and that's really the main thing. The whole leak thing hasn't really been solved at all, as you know, but I'm going to get another one. But you can sort of see there how some of the panels just don't fit very well, so moisture comes up through the floors. Another thing I've noticed as well, which is quite weird, and you may have the same experience, is the shape of the brake pedal. When you're sitting in the car, your foot tends to land here, not there. You've got to have your foot really quite far back to use the actual pad on the pedal. I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed that, but you can see where I'm putting my feet. My feet tend to end up going there. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's another thing I've noticed. So hopefully we'll be able to get another one quite soon. So I thought I'd just show you that. It definitely looks like a bit of a robot from the back. If you sort of see there, it's kind of crazy. The front's the same, but it's yeah, it's pretty sturdy. I'm quite surprised. It is quite sturdy. These wee bits of metal are very thin, but these wee sections are a little bit stronger, and you can sort of, you know, there you are. So that's the Ami inside, the nice dirty Ami. But you can sort of see now what makes it up. So all the central weight's probably right down in the middle. And that's the cable for the number plate light. And then you've got your rear lights here, again all plastic. So hopefully those things are pretty watertight. But I always do wonder when you see the wiring exposed like that, how watertight they are. And then you've got here, you can see the washer bottle here. And you've got, I think this is like the control module, ECU system, on the back there, again, sort of upside down. So, and then all the other wee bits and cables and stuff inside there. Well, that was noisy. And you can sort of see some other little bit, there's the brake lines and stuff there as well. So there you go, guys. Thought I would share that with you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.